Guitar Grappler here, and today I'm with the Harley Benton Aeolus and Frost Flame Satin.
Oh yeah!
So this guitar looks good, it plays good, and it sounds good. It's another winner by Harley Benton. I'm like very impressed and very happy with it. I'm not like, this is not sponsored. Harley Benton doesn't even know I exist. I just make these videos just because I like putting word out there, and I really like Harley Benton guitars now. So there's no other incentive except for that. I saw this, it was like a suggested YouTube video that popped up, and it had this guitar in it, and a guy reviewed it, and as soon as I seen it, I was like, I'm probably gonna get that guitar. So I watched a bunch more, and sure enough, I did. I always like hollow body or semi-hollow bodies, and I always like guitars with F-holes, but I'm more of a metal player, so I never got one, but I always wanted one. And when I saw this, I was like, well, this will fill that void for me. And it has already. These retail for about $369, or you can get a B stock for about right over $300. I don't remember what it is, like $308 or something like that. This is a B stock guitar. And some of what I've seen on Harley Benton, like people talking about Harley Benton, is some of the B stocks can be somebody got the guitar, played it for 5 minutes, and just returned it because they didn't like it for whatever reason. So I was hoping that that's what this was. It doesn't seem that way because there are a couple tiny blemishes, but it's hardly anything. And like it's things that basically I'm gonna do myself within a couple months of owning it. And the blemishes are, there's like a little dot right at the bottom here. There's like I'll say a mark or a scuff, which is very common on satin guitars. It's like unavoidable when you have a satin guitar. And then there's a tooling mark at the top here somewhere. For some weird, it's like kind of weird. I can't even really see it looking down at this guitar. Like I have to find it. And I'll take pictures and post them if I remember. So that's it. That's the flaws. So I'll save $60 for a couple things that you can hardly even notice on the guitar. So I'm okay with that. Now let's go over some of the specs of the guitar. This is a mahogany body. It's a 25-inch scale, which is kind of odd because typically you have like your Gibson 24.75 or your Strat 25.5, which is what I'm used to. This 25-inch is a little different, but honestly, being as I play the Strat style, I really didn't notice any difference. Like I'll notice whenever I play a Les Paul that my bends are kind of, my muscle memory, I have to adjust a little bit, right? On this one, I didn't even notice until I actually looked up the specs. I was like, oh, dang. So this is a ½ inch shorter. That doesn't affect my playing whatsoever. So that's pretty cool. This is a AAA flame maple veneer is what they call it. So yeah, just like a little veneer on top. Looks very nice. Like I said, this is a satin finish on this whole thing. And let's see, we have like this ombre, like goes to brown to more like a natural in the back. I love the way it looks. We got speed knobs. We have a WSC bridge. It's like a Tune-o-matic style bridge. Holds tuning really well. I wasn't sure because the tuners, they used to have Grover tuners on this model, but then they went to Jinho tuners, and they're not locking, as you can see. They're Harley Benton branded ones. And this is my second guitar that I have with Jinho, which is a Korean company, tuners. And honestly, they're really good. These hold tuning great. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to change them. At this point, I'm not gonna change them. They serve their purpose. They work great, so there's no need for me to even spend the extra money. They have the Tesla pickups, these are excellent pickups. I can't say if I like them more or less than the Roswells. I think the Roswells are okay, but they sound very good. We have a flame maple neck. That's like one of the big reason why I like Harley Benton so much. You know, my first flame roasted maple neck or flame maple was on a Charvel that I had. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is like a game changer type of neck because they're just so smooth and they just look good and they feel good. So when I seen Harley Benton was doing them, I was like, man, this kind of gives my Charvel fix without having to spend the Charvel price, you know? So that's what we have here. It's a C shape. It's a little fatter than my Fusions are, but I don't mind that. I like a fatter neck, so that's okay. Now the one difference is that this is a matte finish on this neck as opposed to gloss. My Fusions are gloss. I do prefer the gloss because it's just like super fast, but this still feels nice. It's pretty cool when you hold a guitar and it's like you're actually holding real wood, you know, because the guitar is wood, but when you have paint and gloss on it, it kind of takes from that a little bit. So like that is one of the cool things about it being a matte neck. So we do have glow-in-the-dark side dots, which is always great if you're gigging in something like a dark venue. You'll be able to see where you're at. You don't have to guess as much. We got some nice figuring in the neck. Now, my Fusion also has way more like figuring, like going down the neck. This one is somewhat bland, honestly, and that's just the luck of the draw, you know. Sometimes you'll get some crazy flame, sometimes you won't. This one doesn't have that, but that's okay. Flat headstock, and then we have, it's like a decal. These are stickers. You could take them off if you actually wanted to. I'm like proud of Harley Benton now. I'm like, I saved some good money and I got a really good guitar. So, you know, before I knew about Harley Benton, I would see that and be like, I don't know if I want that. Cause I like, you know, I like my name brand stuff. But now that I have them, I don't care at all. Like, I'm like super proud. I'll wear a Harley Benton shirt around, you know, because you're just getting value. You get, they're great instruments. So let's go around to the back. Oh yeah, we have some like nice little binding going around. That looks very cool on it. Like I said, satin back. It's black. This will get scuffed. I mean, when you have satin, marks and scuffs just happen. It's just part of it. This heel is super nice. You get some nice upper fret access. I like how the paint is just like curved right here. It just looks super sleek looking. Like I said, this is a roasted maple neck and the Jinho tuners. And this guitar is made in Indonesia. Most of my guitars are made in Indonesia. I think they're excellent guitars, great quality. You may have like maybe a little overspray of paint, or you know, things aren't perfect, like maybe a little tooling mark or something. That's what you'll get on a guitar from Indonesia, as opposed to like a USA or a Japanese guitar where that should be flawless. However, it's kind of like you're saving yourself $1,500 plus, you know, by not having those little things perfect. You know, for me, it doesn't need to be perfect. I just want a guitar that still looks good, that plays good, feels good, and sounds good. And that's what you get here. Oh, another thing too that is a difference between like a USA type of guitar and a guitar, especially Harley Benton's, is the frets. So every time I get a Harley Benton, I have to take the strings off and I have to sand down the frets and polish them. Because when they come out, they are some of the worst frets you'll ever play on, straight out the factory, because they're just very gritty feeling. Now, I heard some people say they play through it and they'll just like, by rubbing so much, they'll rub all that off and then it's good to go. It takes me 30 minutes to polish them. And I kind of like doing it. It's kind of fun to polish them, to make them real nice and smooth. After that, they're some of the best frets I played on, you know? And then because they're stainless steel, they'll last to the end of time. So, and that's the difference between USA. It's like you have to pay for a USA guitar or a Japanese guitar to get stainless steel a lot of times, but you won't have to do the extra work, the extra fret dressing to make it up to standard, you know. But for 30 minutes of work, I'll save myself hundreds of dollars for the fret work, you know. So yeah, I mean, once again, I'm just very impressed with this guitar. I would have to say it's probably more of a jazz guitar that, you know, is what this is directed towards. Although, as you see in the demo, I'm playing more like a metal rock, I guess you could say, type of thing, and it sounds really good for that. Eventually, I will play jazz. I do like jazz stuff, but man, I just do love my I love my shred and my distortion. I just like it, you know. So, but this gives me the versatility that I want, and because it does have the F holes, it's a semi-hollow. It's very good acoustically too. So that's another reason why I got it, because like whenever I'm sitting on the couch just messing around, I can really hear what I'm doing because there's like some resonance by this semi-hollow body. So I like that, and there's not much more I can say except these are excellent guitars and you are more than getting your money's worth with these. So I couldn't suggest it anymore. Also, I bought this with another guitar because when you buy from the US, you know, they ship from Germany, it costs about $80 to $90 for them to ship it. But if you get two guitars, not always, because I tried to get two of the same guitar one time and it doubled my shipping. But when I got two different guitars, the shipping was still only $80 or $90. So I went and I purchased this, and then like the next day they did their special that they have going on, which is like 25 days, it's 25% off of 25 select guitars. And they have the T style one that I'm gonna review very soon. It's a Fusion T. It was like $205 brand new, which is absolutely insane. And I'll go over, like I said, I'll make a video on that. But I sent them a message, said, hey, I just bought this guitar yesterday. Y'all just did the special today. Can I throw in a guitar and y'all just ship it together? And they were super quick in response, Toman was, and they were able to put that guitar with it and include the shipping. So it was like a win-win. So I didn't even pay shipping on that guitar. So, so yeah, if you're in the US and you have the money to spend, I mean, it was like $600, $650 total for two amazing guitars that honestly, both of them should probably be $1,000 guitars, or at least they play up to that level once you do the fret work on them and set them up the way you want. They play just as good as any $1,000 guitar I played, and that's genuine. So, so for $650, I'll take that all day. So, anyways, I appreciate you watching, and keep on shredding.